Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. Another week, another set of updates. It's a really peaceful evening right now after actually a rather nice day. And just up on the tree there, I'm joined by a bird. I'm trying to think what it is. I think it's a blue tit. Yeah, so another 7 days, another updates, loads of updates of what's been going on here on the homestead this week. Let's go. Just over at the old compost area, which is, you know, too far away from the field. So this is compost we made last year, I think, and I'm going to be planting some potatoes into containers. I got these Adelaide potatoes from the supermarket, where you can get more waxy sort of potatoes, salad potatoes, which are not as popular here in Latvia. So I just bought a bag of store-bought potatoes and put them out to go to seed. So I'm going to plant up 4 containers with compost, which I've just taken the cover off the first time, and looks nice, perfect for planting potatoes. And then we'll see how we'll get on with those this year. Just been trying to work out what we're going to do planting wise around the balcony. This is nearly a year old now, end of July. The potato buckets are put over there for now. I know probably not the first thing you think of when planting out a decorative border, but the reason I put them there is to try and imagine what would it look like. Not potatoes, but flowers. You know, the problem we have here is this ground elder. I mean, it's everywhere here. One day I just think I'm going to wake up and be covered in ground elder. It's so tenacious. So, you know, setting up a new border here is going to be difficult unless we put some kind of sheet mulching down and then build on top. And I think that might work, having a sort of raised, putting some kind of mulch down, you know, permanent mulch, and then having tubs on top, or, you know, sort of raised decorative bed or something along here, and then obviously we'll patch up the wall and everything, but it's really bad here. There's a basement window here, but nothing really lives very well here. I mean, it gets a lot of sun. The sun is directly behind me and sets over there, so, you know, it's full sun nearly from, you know, midday onwards. So the ground gets hammered, and we've got to work out to have something here that lives, and we need to take care of it. So some stuff to think about. It's a nice area, this, especially now we've got the balcony, so, you know, there's a lot of foot traffic down here and it needs to look nice. And so I've been the rest of the old roofing, which came off the dormer up there, which is on both sides of the building. Obviously we had the roof replaced 2 years ago. So I've just kind of put it round to just block out the weeds, really, just for now. I think down the front here I'll probably plant sunflowers this year. That'll work, and then we'll build on it in years to come. Gita's put a couple of plants down this side already. It's not the highest of priorities for us, but, you know, you want a nice place to live, don't you? And anything you can do that works towards that, even though this looks really crappy right now, it serves a function. It blocks out the sun so the weeds can't survive, and makes our life a bit easier in the future. And then eventually I guess we need to get rid of these conifer stumps. These were massive conifer trees blocking out all the light, and Gita's dad refused to cut them down, so we had them cut down when we got here, much to his displeasure. Yeah, today's project. This is one perennial weed that we have a real problem with. I don't quite know the name of it. It's called here, I think, forest oregano. It looks, you know, sort of innocent, I suppose, and in some respects I don't particularly mind, as it's a nice It's a herb, we need to work out how to use it, but if you can get it out, it has really big roots. It looks quite, you know, innocent at the top, and then you pull it out and it has these sort of thick, I called it J herb to start with because of the way and I'm guessing it's one of those ones that if you leave a tiny bit of the root in the ground, it will keep growing. I've got a big clump of it there, look. Need to find out what to do with it, really. Maybe we can farm it. This comfrey I propagated last year is doing really well, just as I had hoped. Well, some plants are doing better than others. That one's not doing that great. But others are doing fantastically well, considering they were tiny little root, you know, little clips of root that I put in last year. They've established rather well. Again, this one isn't too strong, but it will come through. And hopefully the way this will work is it will just, you know, it will grow waist height pretty quick. And we can take a cutting and then use it. And then we should get another cutting as well. And eventually this will swamp out the grass. It's very aggressive, but for all the right reasons, if you want comfrey. I'll just show you the other patch because there's something going on over there as well, or not, as the case may be. Again, we split the roots here all up and to widen. You know, this was one, what we just seen, and all this here was one bush last year, which I split into 30 odd cuttings, I think. And the idea is there's supposed to be 9 bushes, comfrey bushes on each side, and you can see here it's worked really well. Here, not so much. Now, generally speaking, comfrey is the most aggressive and it takes over anything. But it seems the ground elder has taken over here and is swamping out the comfrey, which is unusual. There are 9 plants. There. One down there. But yeah, so I need to get down really here soonish and drag out all the ground elder bishop's weed. I mean, it'll come back, but the ground elder, the comfrey should be established by then, and give it some breathing space. At last, we're getting some decent rain. Yay! It's raining all day. The barrels are full up, overflowing. Garden's getting a great soaking, which is all good. I'm very happy. I don't know how many days, it must have been at least 2 weeks since we had some decent rain. So this is great. And it's not a deluge, it's kind of steady and soaking. The wheat started to come up that I planted. Except where the cat's been, and 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 the dog by the look of it. This row looks a bit better. The cat's hardly been here, apart from there. Just been trimming this beautiful old apple tree. Taking off the shoots. There's quite a bit of damage to the lower branches where deer have come in and munched off the ends. But higher up it's okay. Just done some running repairs to the greenhouse, replaced this panel. I think the plan is to replace this year. Maybe I mentioned it before, I don't know, so it doesn't really matter about the hodgepodge. And all the Gita's mum has planted out this greenhouse with tomatoes. They do look a bit close, I think, but that's not for me to tell her that. So we'll have to prune them quite carefully. And down the end there we'll plant, we've got some gherkins to go in, so. But give these a couple of weeks to settle in and they should start growing. And we'll have lots of tomatoes. So Gita there, you saw, was trimming. She likes doing her trimming, and then I go around with the orange rake and I rake all up, all the green stuff, and then I will mix it with leaves and make compost. So, you know, some people call it trimming, we call it making compost. And it's all green, packed full of nitrogen. There's dandelions in there and all sorts, so lots of nutrients, minerals, great stuff for making compost. Just starting to build up this second compost pile using the clippings that you just seen. And we've got leaves, which is in the what will be the chicken enclosure. 3 components: lots of carbon, lots of nitrogen, and lots of water. And then from that we layer. You can probably see layers of both. Well, all 3 components, and then slowly we'll build up, and then slowly it will go down. Wow, what a lovely day. Summer's knocking on the door already. It only seems like a few weeks ago I was moaning about snow, but anyway. Gita's been trimming, and I've been collecting the trimmings. Can't really call it hay, but anyway. I've been building, we're going to do a NoDig bed experiment this year. With 3 different mediums. Recording a video, so you'll find out about that. Actually 4 different mediums, because we'll have a control bed using the normal straw and weeds. You just, you know, been trimming all around here. All this sometimes, well, in previous years we've used that to make the beds, so we'll just use that for the one, and which should be interesting. Yeah. Car broke down over the weekend, alternator belt went, so I need to fix that next. We're waiting for someone to bring a spare one to us. My daughter's had the day off school. As we're stuck in the sticks, she can't go to school. Garlic's doing well. Yeah, all go. I've just been outside in the evening doing some weeding, or pre-weeding really. I don't really particularly have a weed problem, but I don't like to keep on top of things. So I do something called pre-weeding, where I just kind of I take this trusty wire weed. I mean, this is a prototype that I made, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's cost nothing. It was a piece of old wire, some tape, and a stick, and it works brilliantly as a weeder. You just run it up and down the bed, zoom zoom zoom. And these are the onions that we planted, if you remember, a few weeks back in rows of 5. and the wire weeder just zips up and down and stops any weeds that might have already just started, just nicks them off at the neck. Hardly any disturbance to the soil. And it's nice and clean for the next few weeks anyway. Lovely evening as well, lovely. There's the sun setting. Yeah. I just had my first mosquito bite as well, so we know summer's coming. What a joy. Well, summer is, not the mosquito bites. Got the smoker on. First time this year. Got a couple of pieces of pork smoking for sandwich meat. Should be really nice when that's done. I'm using applewood and oak this time. Smoker's finished. Just gonna have a look. Oh, looks really nice. Oh yeah. Let's take that out. 1, 2. Yeah. Well, pleased with that. That's the end of another week here on Homestead. Hope you enjoyed the updates. Regular videos every Wednesday, update videos, and then on Friday I do an extra video with something a bit different, a bit special. So if you've liked this video at any point, give us a thumbs up, appreciate that. Do subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So I will say goodbye from us and see you on the next video. Bye for now.